Hi, my name is Pablo Higa once again, and today I'll be talking about professional development based on the project I have to do. I have to I have to make this video to answer the three following statements on how do I see my professional development, explain if I have designed a plan for achieving a professional development in my future vision in terms of employment or the working industry, and propose a strategy to meet that goal. Well, in terms of before I start any of this, professional development on itself is basically, I don't want to say a mindset, but it's more like a strategy that you have to master in order to like better yourself in terms of your attitudes, your expectations, your goals on what do you want to achieve. Basically, going a step further on your regular day-to-day basis in terms of working. How do I see my professional development? I guess I would see it as the same as everybody else, just trying to better myself. Always start with the hard stuff, like stuff that I really don't want to do, because let's be honest, everybody has something that they really, really don't want to do and they want to leave it for later. But if you do that, at least this is what happens to me. When you leave stuff for later, you wait until the last second that it's supposed to be done where you actually do it, and you make a few mistakes. Better than to start earlier, countering those mistakes and make sure it's perfect. So the way I see my professional development is the same as everybody else. It's just focusing on the hard stuff, get it over with, so the rest of it I can just manage it easy. Explain if you have to design a plan for achieving a professional development that I envision. Again, most of the stuff, even at this point, I don't want to compare college work to like actual work stuff, because they're not the same. One's more complicated than the other, but in terms of how I design it is the same way that I just explained. I start with the hard stuff that I really, really don't want to do. And the stuff that takes the longer to do, because once I'm done with that, since it's my first priority and I'm done with it, the rest of it, it's just going to take a matter of probably minutes, minimum like an hour or something. It depends on how long it is, but if it's easy and I can master it, it's completely done. It's over. Then I don't have to worry about the hard part afterwards, because I've already done so at the beginning. So, you know. And propose a strategy to meet my goal. I would say that in terms prepare yourself mentally. It's all in terms of your mindset when it comes to taking initiative to do this type of stuff. Professional development. It's focusing on yourself and knowing what you're capable of, or what can you be capable of, only if it's what you propose yourself to do. Because there are going to be some circumstances where you really don't want to do it, and you're going to be like, it's too much work. I don't think I'm capable of it. It's all about your mental state. It's all about how much you believe in yourself, because that's what most of professional development is about. It's about how valuable you consider yourself to be, or how important you think your impact is gonna be. It all revolves around you and how you affect the world or the people around you. That's my strategy, I guess. Just prepare yourself as much as you can. If you do not think you're ready for the next task you might have, that's fine. Take your time. Focus on yourself. Focus on bettering yourself. Focus on being better. Focus on being smarter. Focus on being way more than you thought you would be, because the longer you take on working on yourself, the easier it's gonna get for you to accomplish your task. Because there's a certain, like say for example, your current task is here, and your self-development is down here. Now, in this part, you can wait and better yourself, and slowly you're gonna rise up to the task, and you're gonna be able to overcome it. But if you wait even longer, you can go way above the original task, and you can just get it in an instant, because you are professionally a better person for the job. Now, If you were to take it up here, you would manage it, but you would have your struggles and your complications, but you've managed to reach this point, so you are gonna overcome it. But you're basically on the same level. But eventually, once you reach this level, you're gonna overcome it regardless. But if you go way above it, it's gonna be way easier for you to get rid of this because you're gonna be a better person professionally. So that's my take on my strategy to meet this goal. Just focus on yourself. Just because just because you've reached the level of the current task you have doesn't mean you have to do it right away. You can take your time. You can go even higher as a professional businessman. The higher you get, the easier the task is gonna be for you to accomplish. That's my proposal to overcoming these tasks. I understand people are going to obviously people keep using this a lot of the time. I still am developing my own professional business, but I've been seeing this, even as an example, all of our current works, I've already pretty much, by the readings, by the information I've seen, I've already risen up to the task and way beyond, because not only I was depending on the information that I was given, but I also searched online. I filled myself with information besides the one I was given. So you see, based on the information that I was given, I already rose up to the task, but by looking at additional information that I didn't have before, I already rose up way above the task, which makes it easier for me to overcome it. So that's how you do it. That's at least how I do it. I know everybody has a different type of professional development, but at least when it comes to tasks, that's how I do it. So yeah, hope this helps. There are gonna be some times where you think you're above the task, but you're not. That just comes to show that you have not reached up to the expectations of that task. And it's fine. You can just keep trying, and no matter how many times you fail, you just keep going at it, because that's part of life. You try, you fail, you get back up. You make a mistake, you learn from that mistake, and you learn to overcome it. And there's an advantage of failing. I don't consider failing a thing. I consider it more as experience. Things didn't go the way you expect them to go. That's fine. You learn from that and you improve on it. So yeah, just because you don't make it the first time does not mean you're not gonna make it eventually. So yeah, that'll be it. Thanks.